Father is not excluded as the biological father of the fetus.
Let me hear the father. Babe, that's me, you're the father.
Is not
You're the father.
That makes me feel like I wasted my whole. Every time I'm going into bullshit like reality TV, thinking, it's for Rock. It's for Rock. Rock gonna go crazy. You think anybody else?
Since new evidence suggests that Chan may have fabricated her baby's DNA test to prove Blueface's paternity, it appears that their relationship is at an all-time high. However, it appears that Chan has been heavily exposed. And this drama has the internet in a frenzy because Blueface is dragging her for filth and exposing her for trying to baby trap him. If you thought their situation was bad before, well, it just got to a new level of crazy.
They saying the baby ain't Blueface. And Chrisean lied. Do y'all see the resemblance? That's the baby, and that's the ex-boyfriend. She got his house.
So it appears that Chrisean and Blueface's drama has officially reached its lowest point, given how terrible their drama has been. I doubt anyone could have foreseen these crazy developments. After all, let's face it, these two have a history of causing trouble on social media, making fun of one another, and even throwing their hands in public. So our expectations were already extremely low, but they consistently managed to surpass themselves. What's interesting about this mess is that Blueface has been screaming from the rooftops that he is not the father since day one, and we all kind of just brushed it off thinking he was just being his usual messy self looking for drama. But in reality, the moment is particularly dramatic because Chrisean was recently called out for allegedly falsifying her baby's DNA test, and Blueface is now doubling down on his claim that he is not the father. Where is Maury now? As soon as Chrisean revealed she was expecting, he quickly denied any paternity claims, saying, "To answer your questions, yes, I and Rock are officially done. It's strictly business. I tried it, but it was obviously not given before she said she was expecting someone else's child, not mine." Rock had dated 10 different men in the past year, but after seeing a DNA test, I realized that it wasn't mine and that he wasn't a blue-faced kid. He didn't raise any reasonable doubts about anything similar, because he flatly denied being the father and insisted that Chan obtain a DNA test to confirm his paternity, or else he would not acknowledge that the child was his. We witnessed this unfold on the reality TV show after Chan finally consented to a DNA test, which revealed that Blueface was the father.
The alleged father is not excluded as the biological father of the fetus.
Let me hear the father. Babe, that's me, you're the father.
Is not.
You're the father.
We assumed that since Blueface is Chan's father, he would finally mature and treat Chrisean better. However, this isn't surprising because we all know how bad Blueface is. He didn't even try to feel bad about how he had been berating Chan, and his behavior only got worse. He then sent Chan nasty texts that said things like, "I'm going to be a cheater forever. I'm not even going to." He also attempted to coerce her into ending the pregnancy, but when she refused, he went crazy and created some truly crazy drama. He went on Twitter to tell the world that he didn't want the baby and that he would never pay child support. He said, "Hide it for real. You don't want to be stuck at home with a baby while I'm with the next young bee. A baby will make us stuck." Whoever the judge is in my case for child support. For months after I told this girl that I didn't want the baby, he kept talking about how he wasn't interested in having a child with Chrisean. During their pregnancy, he caused her a lot of stress, making her think about everything. She continued to insist that I get rid of it, so you better make the price right. She was trying to trick me. Choices to not have the child, and he made no effort to conceal his disinterest in doing so. When Chan went into labor, he was away, having a great time in Miami with his other baby mama, Jaden Alexis, also known as Stewie, but this is where things get really juicy. He abruptly had a change of heart and started acting very worried, even threatening to take action the moment her little bundle of joy made his spectacular debut into the world. The bee away from Chrisean if she didn't comply with his wishes, but the most bizarre aspect of this whole situation is that Chan gave the baby her first and last name instead of Blueface's name on the birth certificate, so his full name is Chan Malone Jr. This raised some eyebrows because Blueface's name is on the certificate. Chan, after all, dedicated a full 9 months of her life to persuading Blueface in the world. He was the baby daddy, and she tried her hardest to convince him to accept the idea of having a child together. Then she turns around and doesn't put his name on the birth certificate. Is a little strange? But But she did mention that they had broken up when she was pregnant, so that may help explain it. But this is where things get crazy. They reconciled a week after the baby was born, and everything seemed to be going well between them. Blueface. She took a plane to Baltimore to visit Chrisean and the baby, and they got along well because she even appeared in his new music video. He met the baby and they spent some time together as father and son. Gran shared a photo of them together with the caption, "Daddy and I." Although she could have added him to the birth certificate at that time, she chose not to, which didn't make much sense, and things eventually came to a head. A few days ago, following their altercation on Twitter due to Blueface's attempt to accuse her of being an unfit mother, he shared a picture of the baby's genitalia to demonstrate that he had a hernia. He also criticized Chan for not taking action, posting a string of tweets in which he said things like, "The baby still hasn't had the surgery for his hernia, and she is lying about him being healthy and not having a pee because of the hernia." In his, he added, "I try to do the right thing to keep it private, but this girl keeps going on and on. Leave me alone, you crack baby. She is a bad mother. Yes, she is unfit. She has been pushing the surgery back, and she has been missing the appointment. Her genitals are so big, and she is constantly on here talking about me and my SE. Fix our son SE first, then go find somebody else to ride. Everyone tag her on her post, her page, and whatever you have to do to make this happen so I can stop being the subject of her life, so she can fulfill her desires. I thought it was going to be surgery when I went to Baltimore, but they were talking about how she skipped the appointment and how this hacker was so upset that she threatened to file charges against him and put him in jail."
You're gonna go to jail, bro. Being a free man right now. Like, appreciate the time you got right now, because nigga, you're not finna be roaming the world like you thought you were going to be roaming the world.
She further asserted that the reason Blueface was acting so irrationally was because she had not given the baby a name. She tweeted, "I'm a fit because he's not a Jonathan Jr., but he's a Chrisean Jr. Tell them how you want to take my kid because I named him after myself. I'm stuck with manipulating a manipulator, he. Believe that I'm slow or stupid, and please. Blue, care more about your probation than using my child as leverage. I have records." Jonathan Porter. This sort of brought up the subject of why she doesn't want to formally name Blueface as the child's father. After all, she was prepared to acquire The drama escalated when Chan's ex-boyfriend came out to reveal that the baby was actually his child and not Blueface's, claiming that Chan had been lying to us the entire time he posted side-by-side photos. It turns out that she may have fabricated the DNA test while she was pregnant. He replied, "Thank God in advance, because this stuff is getting crazy," and included images of him and the child to demonstrate how much they look alike. He also said, "You are not the father, Blueface." Chan also appeared to support the claims when she went out on social media to talk about how her ex was the baby daddy, Blueface. Why would you have a baby in Biore when you and the alleged father live in Los Angeles and the man claiming the baby lives in Biore? They look a lot alike. Twitter said I nuded with something off, but I don't think that's my baby. The DNA test was a little strange when I read it. It seemed fake. I had no control over that test. More alike than I am. He went on to explain, "I have a baby mama and 2 kids until further notice, the best news I got all year, and I'm free." He also mentioned how strange it was that the DNA results were already available when Chan gave them to him, adding, "I didn't even think about the paper being folded up and assaulted." At this time, if I were Cran, I would have played that it wasn't his kid either, as it would be preferable to avoid having Blueface in her life until he obtained another paternity test and put his name on the birth certificate. The Maury test doesn't ever look like that, and the drama has these people shaking in the streets and saying all kinds of things. Paper. All he's going to do is drag that girl through court. I'd also play the "you're not the father" game. This is to safeguard this baby because you're doing the most, and you don't deserve this. He's going to get gray hair before he's old, and I believe that Cran Blueface and Cran X are responsible. Ronnie must undergo a DNA test in order to obtain evidence to identify the baby's father and show the world that this whole Cran and Blueface farce is becoming frustrating. What do you guys think about Cran? Did she actually lie about Blueface being a father? Or do you believe she's just trying to shield herself and her child from Blueface dropping leave your thoughts in the comments section below? And if you think this drama was insane, you should see.